Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome back, I hope, to Bitch Sesh.
I'm Danielle Schneider.
I'm Casey Wilson.
And we are so excited about our guest this evening. I can't even contain myself. And I said guests. That's right, with an S at the end because there's two of them.
Guests. They're so great. But now you got to hear from us.
Us losers.
Yeah.
We have a lot of news to discuss. It's been a week.
The first bit of news we are going to give a segment title to, which is #NotEnough. Kyle's haircut. She didn't cut enough off.
Our listeners alerted us. I had 12 pictures of Kyle in my inbox.
I thought someone had died.
Yes, I know. It was what's happening in the media? I thought there was something terrible happening, and then it was just Kyle's haircut, a million pictures.
I got so many photos, which I really appreciated because different angles, different It was really brought to our attention.
And everyone thought I would be grateful, and yet I wasn't. Mm-hmm. Everyone thought, Danielle, you've gotten your wish. This woman over 40 has cut her hair as you suggested.
I say be careful what you wish for because it wasn't enough.
Not enough. I would say she needs to go further.
And June Diane, our dear friend and listener, I know is shaking her head on this one.
Not enough,
not
too.
Enough.
I think she would agree with us.
God, what? I mean,
she needs to go for you know what I'm going to say? She needs to go to her shoulder, and I'm just going to put that out there and stand by it.
I know.
I agree. And again, this is coming from a woman, myself, who has probably hair too long for her.
No, you don't.
So I'm a hypocrite.
We're going to get into the wig of it all with Lisa later because I know you love Lisa's hair so much. To hear that slap in the face that she's wearing a wig.
It hurt me. It cut me to my core.
Yeah, it did. You kept screaming, "It's not a wig. It's not." So that was your defense, was just, "It's not."
Because I had no other defense except for my own thoughts on it. I had no proof.
You're like Lisa with the Munchausen. You're like, I have my opinion.
Yeah, I have my opinion. That's all that matters. Opinion is fact.
Were you enraged by the accusations that Lisa was wearing a wig?
I'm reeling from it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sleep well tonight because my world has been shocked because it's been cracked open, and so I kind of just need to live in a world tomorrow where Lisa Rinna wears a wig. And I just kind of need to deal with that.
Well, Kyle's haircut, too little, too late. Mm-hmm. And another piece of news in New Jersey.
Mr. Joe Giudice is reporting for prison tomorrow.
How dare you give him a mister?
I'm sorry.
He doesn't deserve our misters.
Pizza parlor owner, Joe.
Pizza eater,
Joe Giudice.
Wine guzzler.
Yes. Affair haver.
Semen covered.
Meat smelling. He smells like meat, let's be honest.
Garbage bag dragging.
Back of hair covered.
Wife beater wearing piece of shit.
And though he might be a good father, I'm sure
he's a great guy.
But
I'm sure he's a great guy.
But he is reporting for duty at the prison, which I was alerted by one of our listeners is the same prison that Apollo is at now for
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. So they'll be bunkmates, perhaps.
What world are we living in that two husbands of the Real Housewives are now in prison together?
I gotta say, it makes a lot of sense.
Cellmates, you're right. It does.
It does. It makes perfect sense when you say it out loud.
As I'm talking, I'm having an idea of a Real Housewives musical.
Okay. I'm on board. I mean, in my head, yes, probably a million times I've sung the songs with all their songs.
You know how in Chicago, it's they had it coming. Yes. It's like a woman from each season just singing I
was thinking of it more like a jukebox musical, like that Billy Joel musical where we play.
Moving Out.
Yeah. Which
I saw 3 times.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a Billy Joel fan. I have not set eyes upon that musical.
I am Billy Joel so hard. And my husband went to Bruce Springsteen twice last weekend. And all I could think was, I wish it was Billy.
I agree. And I like Bruce as
Billy's
much as
as troubled a soul.
Oh, he is.
He is as troubled a soul
Can
as will
I say
ever
that Billy Joel,
come
I used
across.
to have a huge crush on him as a high schooler. When everybody else was after John Stamos, I was like, Billy Joel's the guy. And he's not a handsome man, as everybody knows. And I was like, but I'll never get him. I'm too young. And now I'm like, he married a woman
That's what was going to keep you from Billy.
Keep us apart. Our age difference. And now I'm sort of mad because he's married much younger women than me at this point.
Although, what would you have in your hand? Someone who's wrapping cars around trees.
Yes, but I'd have a beautiful estate on Long Island and a song book to cash in on at the end.
He's had a troubled life.
Oh, he has. But his music soothes my soul.
I know. That's like when maybe I even said this on here. My crush on 90210 was Ian Ziering.
That is disgusting. Take that back.
Because I thought I could get him. I was like, you know what? I know I'm not getting the Brandons and the Dylans. I would never be so bold as to think Brian Austin Green or Brandon's and Dylan's would be for
balding
me.
at 17. He was 40 years old if he was a day.
Him and Gabriella.
We're like grandparents on that show.
Gabriella was 60 if she was a day.
I've seen her recently at my Starbucks.
No.
And she's 100 at this point.
But that's so rude. But we're going to hell.
No, it's not going to hell. It's just the truth.
Danielle, that makes it much worse. I do feel with Gabby.
Not Gabrielle?
Gabby. Because she had a talk show, and at that point,
I remember
you're
she was Gabby.
speaking right to
her
me.
and Tempest Bledsoe at a time were like, let's give them both a talk show. It was kind of a strange time in America.
I remember it well. And when Gabby had her talk show, it felt so wrong.
Yeah.
That I almost feel, and remember, guys, no tagging.
No tagging and no judgment.
Although I doubt she has Twitter. But
because she's so old.
But what I will say is, like, with Gabby's talk, I don't feel she should live in LA anymore.
Well, she's here, but she's in the Valley with me. So is that really LA? Like, I don't think she's I don't think she's in West Hollywood strutting her stuff. She's like in Encino, like it's not. And bless Encino, I wish I could live there, but I'm just saying, like, it's
all
not.
Right,
Hollywood.
I'll allow that.
Sorry, guys, we got mean fast.
Guys, tonight is okay. We're gonna blow through our next topics. Yeah. The Atlanta reunion was on this week.
It was refreshing after the garbage we've trudged through with Beverly Hills this season. Atlanta is a breath of fresh air.
To hear quotes like, "You need to shut your mouth, Portia. If there isn't a dick in your mouth, you don't even know what you're saying." Thank you, Kenya.
Thank you, Kenya.
Cherie was in a bold dark lip.
Oh,
I almost screamed when I saw her.
Can I say that all of them were in sort of like a peach, like
peachy
Atlanta,
pink jewel tone,
beautiful on all of them. They've all looked gorgeous.
Kind of an ice skating underpinning.
Yeah, I liked it. I was appreciative of it all. And did they all decide that? Did they all get over on email and say?
I think they're given a template at this point, like shades of pinks and peaches, and
they all look terrific. Candy looked insane.
Candy looked amazing,
but Candy's got a real attitude now, and I don't appreciate it.
Really?
Yeah, I've turned on Candy,
and I've turned on Todd Tucker.
Yeah, Todd's the worst.
Todd in that like sideways tipped cap.
Yes, he thinks a lot of himself.
It's like, Todd, don't open a restaurant.
You were a cameraman 5 seconds ago, Todd. Just chill the fuck out.
Don't try to open a restaurant, Todd.
Yeah, with Candy's mom's recipes. Like
after what we've seen the two of you go through.
No, not a fan.
Well, and another quote that was absolutely amazing was Andy grills Phaedra and he goes, "Phaedra, did you call Kenya oatmeal pie face?" Phaedra responded, "I did. I did. Just fine. Happy with it."
Well, she said, Kenya goes, "You insulted my looks." And she goes, "I did not insult your looks." And she's like, "You insulted her face." I was like, "Yes, I did insult her face." And I was like, "What?"
Oatmeal pie face. I love you, Phaedra Parks.
I love Phaedra Parks and your gorgeous children.
Oh, gosh.
I know it was a terrible marriage, but it created two of the most beautiful souls on this planet, so it was worth it.
Worth it. And then there was the Vanderpump Rules reunion, and we are about to introduce our guests. Yeah. But I just heard a little clip about Lala where Andy basically said to her, "How many times exactly have you been whisked off to foreign locations with men, like possibly married men, rich men, older men?" And she said simply, "Too many to count."
Oh my God.
Which is just a shock. And Lisa Vanderpump was wearing a pink silk, another viewer alerted me to this, a pink silk top with a red bow around the neck.
So much going on. What's she got to hide on that neck that she has to cover up so much? Like it's I know it's not, as we all age and believe it's coming for all of us, ladies.
Coming for Gabby, coming for you.
It's coming for me. It's coming for all of us. But I mean, really just hiding it under a bush of bows. It was kind of insane.
Well, I was going to say briefly because actually Andy was like, "Are you sleeping with these men?" to Lala, and she was like, "I've never spread my legs." And I'm inclined to believe her because I'm so naive.
She didn't sleep with James, did she?
No.
So she really doesn't open for business for anyone.
I know, but I'm also incredibly naive with this. Like I never think anyone's cheated on anyone.
I think all these shows are real. So
me too. And I'm like, everyone's marriage is rock solid until I hear them tell me it's a divorce.
I'm naive as well. I'm like, they said it, so it must be true. Like I'm so willing to believe anything.
Well, I was wondering if I had told you the story where a long time ago, I think I was driving with June and I it came out that David Duchovny, remember, was a sex addict.
Yes.
And so I'm in the car with June, and I love David Duchovny. I think he is just so cute. And I said, June, did you hear the news? And she's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, David Duchovny came out as a sex addict. I'm like, it's just so sad. And she's like, I know, it really is sad. And I'm like, I go, but good on his wife. I go, I hope they stick it out, because I go, it's nice of him to come forward and sort of, and June's like, what? And I'm like, well, I just think it's beautiful. It's like, he just wants to have sex with her and he's telling the world. And June was like, Casey, he wants to have sex with everyone but her. I thought he was a sex addict for his wife.
With her, that he just wanted it all the time with her. Oh, yeah. Wow.
I was like, I don't see what the big deal is. I was like, and you know what? She ought to give it to him a little more. Like, why does it have to be a problem on his end?
Oh, Casey, I didn't see that coming.
I know.
Wow.
So I believe all things.
Yes, understandably now. You just thought like it was a compliment that he needed to tell the world.
I thought, brave of him to come forward with that addiction for his wife. Speaking of, is it real? Is it imagined? Is it an impression?
We have an exciting guest today.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about our next guest. If you can't tell, Danielle and I are amped.
Yes.
To about a 20.
Yes.
I think it's because I'm not drunk.
Is this your energy when you're not drunk?
Yeah, it's full energy.
I have nothing to account for mine except for like a little bubbly water tonight, which is a new thing.
I'm excited about our guest.
Yeah, me too.
Our next guest is basically the Housewives Impressionist of our time. Her name is Miss Amy Phillips, and she has been killing me with her impressions of the Housewives.
They're perfection.
Perfection, and I would love you to star in this Housewives musical.
Yes, as all of them. Maybe it's a one-woman musical.
Wow.
What? Did I just blow our minds?
I would be glad. I'd be happy to make this happen.
Oh,
you
God.
Just name the day. I'm there.
Oh, wow. A one-woman show. I mean, you do one-woman shows, and I've been watching your YouTube videos.
Thank you.
From way back. And
Yes.
Andy Cohen is obsessed with you.
As he should be.
I'm obsessed with him, as we all are.
Oh, God, please.
So
I'd lay down dead
what
for
I
that
can.
man.
And you guys have to look up all of Amy's impressions. And in fact, we just found out some very exciting news. Last night, Amy debuted. This is tonight, because I can't even figure out like when we're taping, when you're listening. I just have to keep it all.
Just as by the time this hits the airwaves, are we on the airwaves?
By the time this comes through your fax machine, you will know that Amy has debuted an Erica Jane impression in front of Erica Jane.
Yes, I faxed it to all of you.
Yes, thank you.
And the fax was received.
Amy, is Erica here tonight?
Oh my gosh.
Maybe she is, bitches.
Wow, it made me feel so good.
That was amazing.
I'm electrified.
I could close my eyes. Can we pretend she's here for a minute?
I mean, I'm in the nook, right?
so good.
Erica Jane.
Wow.
Amazing. Oh, you're doing
Just
that
talking
thing
about.
where
You got to say the name after you do the impression.
just so
you
everybody
have
knows.
to. It's hashtag Housewives.
Hashtag Housewives. That was amazing. I have a chill.
That was
truly.
so-
Wow. Thank you.
I sound like my mom with the questions I want to ask, so I'm embarrassed to ask them, but I'm going to go ahead like, so how do you get these impressions? God, do you just study that? Like these are...
Well, imagine like, being like, now I should probably do an impression of Erica Girardi / Jane and watch what happens live. Is like, oh, you should do that. And I'm like, have you seen me? Like and then you look at Erica Jane, you're like, how am I going to to So
you can.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Stop you too.
You've got the bones.
Ladies,
Yeah.
Thank you. But the thing is,
and the boobs. Let's just
boobs?
be honest.
Really? Thank you.
The bones and the boobs. She's got it, guys.
I had to go to, first of all, first stop, wig store. Second stop, Halloween Town for the cat suit.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's just like getting the voice down. And the thing is, like with some of the housewives that I do, like the voice is already kind of in my range. So sometimes it's not hard to, like, it's not far reaching. I don't have to like work on it. Where Erica Jane wasn't that far reaching for me. Like, I guarantee you, if you guys all tried it right now, you could do it because it's very nasal. It's like
I would sound like Urkel at best. So no.
But so I mean, and so then it's just at that point, like the voice is easier for me to get than obviously the look because I don't look like these housewives. Some of them I look like Ramona Singer if I make my eyes look big, and just say Pinot Grigio. Like I'm there, but
Got a little taste. Got a little taste there,
got
guys.
a little taste.
Oh, can you go through some for us? And again, I know you do them on YouTube, but to have it in the flesh.
For you too? Are you kidding me? I'm honored to be here. Like, are you kidding me? Please.
Who's the easiest for you to do? Like, who was the easiest for you to latch on to?
Oh my God, that's a good question. Well, Ramona Singer was the first one I ever did. And I have to say, I didn't have to work on it. I was just like, one day, I was just like, you know what? I'm really sorry. And it just was like there. So as you can see, like my voice is not that far from hers. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry to say you're right.
Wasn't a stretch, but
wow,
but what you do
that
is beautiful.
So,
and did you know you were going to take on this canon at that time, or you just did one for fun?
Like I just did Rachel Zoe. Do you remember Rachel Zoe project? Like, of course you do. So years ago, I was putting together another like character reel of impressions, and
We've all been there, girl.
Yeah. Still there.
Who amongst
haven't quite graduated yet. Working on it, still in school. But I decided to do Rachel Zoe because I thought she was so interesting. And again, that was the one that was in my range. It's like all you have to do is to be like, I die. In that, and you're just pretty much there. You're there. Yeah. You just slow your voice down a little bit and put on sunglasses. So once I did that, and they wanted to Watch What Happens Live wanted to show the video on their show, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. So I got a little bit of traction on those videos, and then as I started to get more into Bravo shows, in New York is like my favorite. I decided to do
coming back. It's a dream.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm still getting over last season, which like it's so amazing. So I just started I was like, oh, Ramona Singer. And then just one day I was just joking with a friend, much like you guys do. And I was like, oh, and I thought, oh, I'm just going to do a video. And sure enough, they liked that too. And then Ramona saw it and then like, okay. So then I did another video where I did a bunch of impressions, like a happy birthday video for Andy Cohen, where I did like Bethany and
I feel like I saw that. Did I see that?
Yeah, maybe because I did like a compilation and they did show that on Watch What Happens Live. So from there on out, then that's when the relationship started with Watch What Happens Live, and they're like, okay, can you keep doing these? And so that's when we had the relationship. But Ramona Singer was such a sport from the get-go about the impression. And she called me on the phone. Like she was like, Twitter, messaging me, what's your phone number? And like to get a phone call from Ramona Singer, like is everything you would imagine it to be.
Karen just gasped.
Yeah.
Well, she's in the middle of a conversation when you pick up the phone. So I'm like, hello. And she's like, and then I said to Andy, I want to have you watch What Happens Live. And you're a bartender. And then you'll be Ramona. I'll be Ramona. We'll be Ramona's. And I was like, oh my God. And I just was like listening with all my heart. And so she really kind of forged the relationship of us together on Watch What Happens Live.
Who knew that Ramona was like bringing people together? She usually tears them apart.
And that she got the joke so much.
Yeah. She did. She was like, you know what? I really believe in women helping women. That's what she said to me.
Of course she did.
Of course she did.
Wow. And okay, who's your? I want to get to more impressions, but who's your just favorite housewife? Impressions aside,
Ramona's my favorite because she was my first. Well, not just because she's my first impression. She's like the reason why I fell in love with like Housewives. I think Ramona. I think she's just so crazy on this whole other level. So yeah, I love her. She makes me laugh so hard.
And speaking of crazy housewives, you do a Shannon Bedore, and Danielle and I are obsessed with Shannon Bedore.
Yes, really? I'm obsessed.
Yes.
She's a damaged bird, and I want to pick up the pieces of her life and glue them back together for her, but I don't know if it can be done. But
yes, Shannon Bedore, I agree. She, the reason that impression came to me because she sounds like an old neighbor of mine growing up, like next door. So I felt like her voice was always in my head. It could have been her.
I wouldn't count that theory out.
You're right. I'm not going to rule that out, that she was next door and just like, I need to borrow a cup of sugar. I don't know. The whole thing with Shannon is like she's always escalating, right? She's always like going up. It's never down. It's always like, and then she's always like Shannon Bedore. There's always it's so weird. But I do love Shannon. She's got a good sense of humor, and she's so.
Does she?
She does. I mean, at least I guess I should say. I should say with the videos that I do.
Okay.
And sense of humor is relative with these ladies.
Let's all put them in against themselves. Just base them in their own world.
Mm-hmm. But she was like, she's self-deprecating. I mean, and I shouldn't say that. She said she's hard on herself. Because
yes, I believe that.
When she texted me, or not texted.
Like, why are you having a texting relationship with these women?
She did not text me. She tweeted me like, well, you got it down, but you didn't get my thinning hair. And I was like, oh, don't say that. You're a wonderful
she tweeted
flower.
that?
Shannon.
It could be like my dad, where she thought she was texting you. Some of you may know my brother and I discovered a Twitter account in which my father thought he was texting. There was 20 tweets. Some of them just said with a cell phone number. Some of them be there in 5 minutes.
Oh my God.
Some of them home for dinner, ? It was really upsetting. And some of them were pocket tweets.
Okay. Your dad's tweet texts are much like the way Kathy Hilton uses Twitter.
Oh no.
She's my favorite like Twitter person because like every once in a while she'll be like, "Are you coming to my party?" Like, you know, she'll tweet somebody.
I am more scared of Kathy Hilton than I am of like monsters. Like if I ran into a serial killer, I'd be like, "I'll go with you, sir," because Kathy Hilton's chasing me. Like I'm scared of her.
Actually take yourself to my father's account if you have a second at P.O. Wilson. Just our listeners. Oh God.
What is he saying today? What's he texting you today?
He's asking one person, a friend, how can I buy a copy of your picture from something? Like that should be a text. What? Oh, okay. He has understood in the last year what it is, but it's still very strange. And just really get deep into it and you will just not even believe. Oh, and here's one of his tweets, and then we're getting right back to him. I'm so sorry I diverged.
Please,
I
love this.
Literally what he tweeted once. Okay, this is like a haiku. Death on the tracks of Amtrak. We wait. All stopped.
What? Oh my God.
Someone had thrown themselves in front of the Amtrak train, and that was like his tribute tweet.
Oh, wow.
It's all so
How many
crazy.
followers does he have?
He has a lot of followers because I read some of his tweets on Jimmy Fallon, but
does he have more than me, I guess is what I'm getting at. I'm not in competition with your Dad, but I'm not.
One of them is yes, period, but no more than $100. What? Who's that to? One of them is what did you say? Another one, are you concerned? I'm busy for 40 minutes. Then PPPPXPPP.
Oh, I'm following him. This is amazing.
And then the last one. This is the saddest. This is when I got, kind of not asked back to Saturday Night Live. He just writes to the world, I wish you would bring back Casey Wilson.
Oh, sweet Dad.
I wish who's you, SNL? He doesn't tag Lorne or just I wish you would bring her back.
But that's a lovely
love
Dad.
That was such a divergence that we shouldn't have done.
Necessary.
Because
no, that speaks to my heart.
I'm going to bring on our other guest and then we're circling back because we need Lisa Rinna. We need so much more from you.
God, so happy to be here.
The next gal sitting here. Woo.
One of our closest friends. Someone we love so dearly, known for a long time.
A very long time.
Yes.
And she's here to tell us about her new show, which she created, show runs, occasionally stars and writes.
And directed as well.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you. It's called Bajillion Dollar Properties, and it's on CISO, and it's unbelievable. It's a spoof, basically, on $1 Million Listing and all these different kind of real estate
family,
shows.
So we thought it would be perfect.
Watch it. She is.
It's hysterical.
It's absolutely hysterical.
And you are not going to be disappointed. Even if you've never seen one of these $1 million shows, like it's phenomenal.
It's amazing. And she also hosts a podcast called Who Charted. Please welcome Kulap Vilaysack.
Oh, what an honor. This is so exciting.
We're so excited to have you here.
This is like, I'm just enjoying listening to you guys.
Aww.
So I'm thrilled.
Kulap, besides being a powerhouse in terms of your new show, you're something else, which is a person who's never seen an episode of Housewives until tonight.
Which is like, where have you been? Where have you been?
I guess watching real estate shows.
Yeah, like what?
I mean, again, I will bring up that I've seen all of Housewives.
Yes, you have, which I appreciate. And she's in Housewives, everybody. And she's
all of
phenomenal.
her stage readings. I've seen multiple stage readings.
Thanks, Kulap.
And they're word for word, the UCB stage readings you did.
Yeah.
So I feel like I got it, right?
But just to tell you, Kulap said the brilliant quote of tonight, which we died at, which was, so are these women friends? And we all lost our mind because it was such a profound question and yet such a naive question.
From the mouth of babes, are these women friends? You were very confused, it seemed.
Yeah.
And then really having some trouble understanding if certain women from their testimonials were the same women.
Yeah.
Especially Brandy.
Who's done a real 180. As I said, it looked like her face had cracked open and then been put back together.
Yes.
As if the
Humpty Dumpty
style. Because she looked totally different. And yet there were pieces of the same woman.
And then in the testimonial, so tan with that gold bee.
Yeah. So what as a first time viewer, what were your virgin thoughts?
It was hard to. I thought, wow, this makeup is akin to RuPaul's Drag Race. Mm-hmm. I felt that there was amazing lighting and shading work that was happening. That's what I mean.
Contour on fleek. Something Danielle Schneider just said.
I noticed that the Lisa one. Oh no, not the one.
Lisa Rinna or Vanderpump? Be specific.
Okay,
the one with the or the accent.
The Erica one.
Jane,
The Erica Jane that has the gays that come with her to Dubai.
Sure.
Yes, that she had different lighting. I felt from other people,
especially in her testimonials.
Yes, that she had
perfect
special lighting.
Yeah.
I
pointed out the first night in Dubai, unfortunately, did not seem Erica's team had landed yet.
No, there was not a lip or a line on the eye to be found.
Did you think she looked good? Because I thought she looked almost better without makeup. No? Oh, getting some mixed reviews here.
I've gotten accustomed to her face.
Okay.
Please don't quote My Fair Lady.
It seemed appropriate.
Yeah, it did.
Sort of accustomed to their face, and I like it. Like in the testimonial, like in the gold getup is how I appreciate her.
Well, Jessica Chaffin, who was on last week, told me that she's trying to book us all for a session with Scott Barnes,
which I'm excited about.
Who is Erica's makeup artist? Apparently, and maybe I'm wrong about this, was J-Lo's first makeup artist.
You're right.
And perfected what's called in the industry the glow, which is that kind of like shellacked sheen, which I feel Erica's rocking so well.
You're going to get an Erica look?
Not to look just like her, but like my best attempt at it.
The most shellacked version of us, I guess, is what we're looking to find.
Yeah.
And you'll have it for like a night, but is it also he's going to teach you how to shellac on your own?
Can that be taught? I don't know that it can be taught.
Wow, I never thought I could do it.
Like, are you going to walk away with like a kit?
Guys, I mean, I thought he was just going to do it. For one
you guys
night.
are asking us questions we obviously can't answer here.
What's
with the third degree?
Pardon. I just want to. Is it a one night deal or is it a life choice?
Whatever he'll have us.
Yeah.
It's whatever he'll do to us.
Yeah.
I love this idea. I'd love to see before and after photos.
Think, Kulap.
What else did I think? I really perked up when I saw that the Foster's home was sold for over $19 million.
Yes, as a real estate connoisseur.
And I was wowed by that fridge, which I found to be very beautiful.
It was a sad moment when we saw the unpacking of the fridge, or like basically the end of the fridge as we know it. It was a real symbol for like her and David's marriage, I felt.
I know when they were like staring at the fridge and the shot was from behind, I was sad.
It was like we were staring at their marriage, what was.
Wow. The metaphor of the fake vegetable on the top shelf. The top shelf was like artichokes, but they were fake, she said.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, I just thought it was a cool fridge. I didn't realize it had so much symbolism to their marriage.
Kulap, I mean, we go deep here. Yeah, so you bring up anything and we've got history with it. It's not just a fridge, Kulap.
It's 10 years of marriage, Kulap. Okay?
I'm going to step away from the mic for a minute.
She's not feeling well. Amy's crying.
I would like to also talk about the episode this week. And the title of the episode was, how dare you, Bravo, called Lymes in the Sand. Lymes in the Sand.
How dare they?
And it is, they're saying Lyme's disease, guess, and we have been criticized, but we've
been criticized by one person, and we're like, and again, you guys have come after us like a witch hunt.
One girl who's like correcting us nicely, like it's.
Kulap, what did you make of Eileen?
I don't believe that she can dress herself unless someone else is dressing her.
I don't believe anyone's dressing her.
I was like, oh, she's being casual while she's rubbing her husband down. I accept that. Okay.
Wait, do we need to unpack that moment? Well, I'll let you continue, and then we need to unpack that moment.
And then I see her travel outfit, which is inexplicably a cat suit jean overall number with a floppy hat.
For 24 hours on a plane in a jean overall, I mean, the girl's going to get a yeast infection.
I was going to say, you're looking at a UTI.
I know.
Right straight out.
Wear a breathable fabric, girl.
What I would like to see is Lisa and Eileen in that room with the under the sea room, and for the levees to break. and the water and the sharks and the manta rays to envelop them.
That would be.
And like the sea to take them home.
Take them back.
Take them back
to whence they come.
Kim Richards would be so pissed because she'd be like, "You're outdoing my Sharknado appearance."
Right.
Yes. No, Kim Richards would just be like, turtles.
Was she the mom? The Sharknado?
She was a character that like was on for a minute and then got dragged away by a shark. And the most hilarious thing that I've ever seen in my life was when remember we saw that footage of Kim Richards getting killed in Sharknado 2?
Ian Ziering.
Oh, you don't know that she was in that?
Ian Ziering.
Oh, there we go. Circle that.
Yes. Still looking good, by the way.
Yeah, he looks great.
Really? Was he still is what I'm bumping on. That's the operative word that
But Brian Austin Green was the nerdy one.
He got hot. No, he got hot.
He actually played my boyfriend on Happy Ending. So
he did, and he was gorgeous.
I got at that.
Yeah, there was a real chemistry between you guys.
Thanks,
when
Danielle.
you were at the singles table, wasn't that? Yeah, I thought that was a real chemistry.
Oh, yes.
Guys, in tonight's episode, we were at the Lyme Awareness Gala.
Yes, that was correct.
Of sorts. And we got a glimpse at Allie Hilfiger, who unfortunately does suffer from Lyme, but was also on a reality show I used to watch a long time ago. What was it called?
It wasn't called Rich Girls, or was it
Rich
called
Kids?
Rich Girls?
I think it was
Kids.
No.
Something like that. It was on MTV.
And it wasn't unlike Princesses of Long Island, another Bravo show.
It was kind of like their first attempt at that type of thing.
Allie, I had a lot of compassion for her tonight. She came off much better tonight than she did.
On that show, I just remember her like crying by a pool about some stupid thing where I was like struggling and waitressing and being like, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
Not in the mood for her shit then.
And Kulap, you were moved to tears tonight.
Yeah. When a daughter speaks about her mother in such a beautiful way.
Yeah.
Well, first I was shocked because Gigi Hadid is so beautiful.
She is stunning.
Her voice is different than her look.
She talks like this.
Just so you know, guys, that wasn't Amy, okay?
I know you all thought it was Amy.
That was a Casey Wilson original impression.
Make no mistake.
Not me. Sorry, guys. I can't
Amy does not want to take credit for that.
So at first I was shocked by that shift. And then I dropped into the feeling of her speech.
Right.
Yes.
Was her, being proud of her mom and getting emotional. And
Not a word from Bella. Bella not to be seen.
Danielle, we're
but
trying to have a nice moment, Danielle.
I know, I'm just saying.
It was beautiful speech. And although I do feel like Kyle started laying it on so thick.
She went through like 4 napkins.
She
like,
seems
geez, lady, pull back.
incorrigible.
She is.
She's
Incorrigible?
She's too much for me.
And on first view, Kyle, you saw her inner darkness. And
Kulap called her out because Kyle said, what did she say? She tried to lie about something.
She said, I'm hoping to learn about Lyme disease tonight. And then she was like, she said something about
she goes, I really didn't get into that conversation as much with the other women. And Kulap goes, yes, you did.
No,
yes. You knew her and you didn't even, and you've never met her. And I'm impressed that you could see through her.
We're all animals.
Yeah.
All animals.
She most of all. You felt
You did see right through a lot tonight. You cut right through a lot of it. That was
because
so
she
interesting.
thinks she's a better person than she is, as we have talked about on this show many times. She thinks she's a really good person, and I know I'm not a good person. So
you are.
Yes, you are.
But
It's funny because on this podcast, I'll admit you come off like a little nasty. A little nasty.
I am.
We're two little nasties on this. But in real life, I find you to be literally one of the sweetest people I know.
And I find the same to be about you.
Well,
you're very kind.
thank you.
And giving and sharing and generous.
I like about you is that you're so sweet, but you have bite.
Oh, yeah. I think this is where I get it out. And the Verizon operator. But, there are my places where I take it all out. And this is one of them. And
Max got a gift tonight.
both an appearance on the show, not bussing a table. Which was a gift to him.
And Karen pointed out, Ken and Lisa, he is bussing, as you guys know, when Danielle and I went to SIR, he bussed our table. It's like, Ken and Lisa, can you give him a Range Rover? It has to be a Jeep.
I know. American
They've got
made?
so
Are we
much
doing
money.
this?
And why was the key hidden on top of a outdoor umbrella?
I know. That was like, I felt like that was for us too. I felt like Max deserves more, and I know he hasn't always been driven as Pandora is.
Why do you keep saying Pandora?
Pandora's their other child that they treat.
That they named Pandora?
Pandy, if we're really speaking familiarly.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Kulap, why don't you tell us what you thought about the Dubai of it all and the clothes?
Well, I just was like, okay, so we're Sex in the City too. Like that's what we're watching. And then it was, I think somebody else called, Danielle, you called it. It was going to be Caftan.
It was Caftan City. Population,
there they
them.
all came.
An explosion.
Even before they walked in, only one walked in with a caftan, and I was like, guys, get ready. The caftans are coming, and they're coming for us hard.
And then we saw Lisa like running in her caftan with like knock knees and like shuffling. And then I was worried when Lisa went down on her knees to eat.
Yeah, you were like, she's not getting up again. Those knees.
But that's Eileen in her fashion, though, because she came in with her version of a caftan across the shoulder, and it was just awful.
It was more peasant dress than caftan, and she knew she was out of place.
Because she shabby chics all day, right? I caught her house.
Her house. And Kulap, you even saw just that one glimpse of that sad little bedroom with her like standing on Vince, stretching him for what? From his nap? Did he need to stretch out the muscles he had working on his tan? Like, what was that friggin' nap? Like, why are you stretching Vince? You do nothing.
All right, Danielle. Well, that's enough. Wow, Kulap, you saw so much, and then Catherine to be in the leopard. You said
right. It was not tonally right. No.
I felt so bad. I felt like I don't know, for some odd reason I sort of related with her for a second. I was like, oh, if I were her, I felt so out of place.
Well, she ran the minute Kyle gifted them those Kyle by Aileen 2 caftans. Like, she came out in more. I couldn't believe there were more caftans coming. Like, everyone shows up in a caftan, and then there were just bags of caftans.
It was like fireworks. It was like fireworks. Yeah.
It was like everyone was just saying like caftan. It was just crazy.
Shoulders for fucking days. Like, it was insane.
Karen said, and you said, like, they made a run on Kyle by Eileen too for this trip, and there is nothing on the shelves.
And then and Catherine like ran as fast as her skinny little legs could take her, like, into a dressing room to get into a caftan.
Or do you think like a PA was? They were like, oh shit, Catherine is not wearing a caftan. Run down to the Vegas like mall,
to the local
whatever,
store.
Right? Dubai mall.
Like, just give Kyle the bags and have her come in.
Oh my god!
It was a moment. She stood out, but in that way, I see myself as the Catherine of the group as well.
Me too.
Which is
I was
I wear the wrong
I don't
thing.
belong here.
But is it because she takes pride in her legs? That was my thought.
You did say that.
That's the part that she wants to show off.
Can you show your legs in Dubai? Are you allowed to do that?
Well, you can sure as hell show some fucking shoulders. Because I saw those all over the place.
Oh my. Speaking of Eileen, Amy, is Eileen here?
Oh, I would really enjoy if you could talk to Danielle. Would you talk to Danielle?
Yes, okay.
No, you know what? Let me get over here for you.
Oh, that's great.
Good. It's so cheating. No, but if we could all just be can we all be Danielle for let's have like 4 Danielle. Danielle. What am I talking about?
What's happening?
I'll be like, I'm a couple glasses of wine in, so no, I'm fine. But can we all be Eileen?
Sure.
She can do an Eileen. I can't do an Eileen.
Yes, you could just drop the octave of your voice.
And then you just talk like this.
But then she goes high sometimes. Like, you do a high, Eileen.
What do I even do? I'm in amongst a star. I can barely do it.
No, but you do that like, guy. Like,
oh God, what do I do? Lisa, guys, we have to come in inside.
It's beautiful.
Why?
Like Eileen.
Yes.
Yes,
two Eileen. Dueling Eileens.
Eileen.
Where's Vince?
I don't know, Eileen. Where is he?
Well, he's not working.
I'm trying to pack for the trip. Have you packed?
Well, I'm trying to pack, but I've got to take care of Vince's, my stepsons that I want to fuck.
This is amazing. I could watch this all day. You guys, this is everything I've wanted.
I need to hear Lisa. Is Lisa with us?
Oh my God. Lisa Rinna?
Yes.
Own it. No, I love Lisa. Okay, so let's just talk about Lisa Rinna's. Well, we could segue into the part where they went into Lisa still holding on to like Yolanda being the worst person in the world. Is she really like like the devil from hell. Like on the beach when she was going berserk. She was like, bananas. I got trust issues and she's not fabulous. You know, she was just like fucking, she is so angry this season. Yeah. And is she stirring it up on purpose? Does she really believe that Yolanda has Munchausen? That's my question.
That's a great, I don't know the answer to that.
No, she is confusing this. We know she's hungry, but I can't.
Like Kulap's looking very confused.
But she admits that she's sick. That Yolanda's sick.
She means sick in the head.
Oh, okay. But her husband carries that guitar all over the place and doesn't play it.
Kulap noticed first that like he had the guitar for 20 some odd minutes through like scene after scene. Not one strum did we hear.
And that really bothered you.
It did.
It's like, yeah, Yolanda has Lyme disease. Harry's not a guitarist. Like we can call each other out for our labels.
Yeah, Kulap lost her shit when she saw him with the guitar.
Because he's trying to be cool. He's trying to be cool Hamlin, right? Like that's what he has this prop in
all
house.
Black.
Oh, come
well,
on.
he and Lisa, and I said this, are morphing into each other. I cannot tell the two of them apart.
They
at
look
this
a
point.
lot
They
alike.
look so much alike. It's eerie.
Guys, I do think it's a wig.
Oh, okay.
I never thought that until I heard it, and I'm impressionable.
Brandy said it's a wig tonight, and I was like, we all know that this is fake, and everyone was like, we believe it, and I was like, what's happening?
I'm thrown that you love her hair so much.
I do too. Danielle, I'm with you on this.
Thank you, Amy.
I love her hair.
Her wig.
It speaks to a part of me that's probably still stuck in the 90s and wanted that hair in the 90s and couldn't make that happen for myself and feels like I still want it. Like it's unrequited. Like I never got that hair and I want it.
I love it. I don't know why it doesn't go out of style, but I was telling you guys this earlier and I would like the listeners, I would love your fans to hear this. Okay. So I've done an impression of Lisa Rinna. She saw the videos. She was like, you know, you're hustling, you know, like what? She was like, love it. And so then she got my address from Andy Cohen, sent me a wig, sent me a Raquel Welch. And these are high class wigs. Raquel,
this is the best. I love this so much.
I get my wigs
This is so fun.
I get my wigs on Hollywood Boulevard, okay? They're not like, you know, the highest quality. I have a budget to work with.
Right.
So these are like high-class wigs. It's the Raquel Welch collection, and it's actually called the Lisa Rinna. So it was designed after her. It's her hair. It's the best-looking wig that could look like her hair. She sent it to me. She was like, I had to get one of these for my stylist had to get one of these for me and or my hairdresser. And I thought you could, well, that's the question. And so here's the thing. I don't think that she wears a wig. In fact, I think that 99% of the time she doesn't. There may be a chance that, you know how like those testimonials, you have to look the same every time because they have to go back and you have to look like it was during the timeline of which they shot the show. They do pickups and stuff. So I feel like maybe if she changed her hair was a little long, she like pops the wig on for a testimonial and she's done. Like that would be my only guess at when she wears a wig. But she was on Watch What Happens Live.
You're acting as though she ever changes her hair.
I know, but, that's a good point. That's a good point.
That's the trip up.
But she was on Watch What Happens Live and she was like, you know, tugging at her. She's like, I don't wear a wig. I don't wear a wig. She's like, I don't know why people are saying that. And like you guys, I tend to believe. I believe in my housewives.
Yeah.
And I'm choosing
Why would they lie to us?
Why would they lie?
Why would they lie to us?
To us.
So you believe that's her hair?
I do believe it's her hair. Oh, and then the guy who does her hair, you guys know who it is, right? The guy.
I'm gonna guess like Jose Ebert or whatever. Like this
Wen. That's the Wen guy.
Chaz Dean is. Those billboards make me crazy.
He looks like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, he does.
Oh God,
but
so
isn't
horrible.
he in trouble?
Yes, for making women's hair fall out, right?
Really?
Like
because
that.
I heard he's like almost a billionaire from this.
He is,
Wen.
but I think he's in trouble. I think there has been lawsuits from his products, like women's hair falling.
I've just never seen a person, and this is very like LA centric. I'm sorry if you don't live here, but there's just billboards in like parts of town that aren't even near Hollywood of just Chaz Dean, and he's wearing like multiple chains and jewelry.
Bracelets.
I don't know that he's his
t-shirts.
best advertisement.
And they change regularly. They're updated quite frequently.
Yeah, there's one near your house. Like I've seen it, and I gauge where he is at in his life by like what the new billboard.
But it took me years to figure out who he was.
Yeah.
It's like, is he a makeup artist? is he I didn't know. I was like, what is this guy?
Like, isn't he on the Home Shopping Network with his products or something like that? That's how I know him.
Wow.
Guys, can we also talk about David's dismissiveness of Yolanda tonight?
I dislike that the most.
That was tough to watch because I feel like, I know we've been saying we've been watching the end, but when she was like, when she was like traipsing after him and he was just like annoyed because she couldn't go out that night and she had to like follow him out of the room and she was like, I'll pack for you. And he was just like, don't bother. Like it was such...
Again, that was Danielle, not Amy.
I much prefer your Yolanda over mine.
Can I hear
Trust
your
me.
Yolanda?
Yeah, I'd love to hear it,
I don't
please.
really feel like it's very good.
It's got to be better than this, what we're working with here.
I just remember her being obsessed with David at the beginning and just being like, here's some lemons for you, David Foster.
Oh,
that's
Andre
really
with jelly.
Yours is not as harsh and guttural.
Mine is like sing-songy.
I love that you just say Andre Bocelli and lemons.
It's just that.
And that's, oh, wow. Kulap, what did you make of the Fosters?
Well, I was like, I didn't like how he just clearly was dismissive that she was tired. And then when she was like, I'll come up and help you. And he was like, don't bother. And then they show the package of their past and like all the things that when Brandy was talking about how she did everything for him, I was really sad about that. It bummed me out.
It was. And she keeps saying, David, you got a lemon.
Oh, I hate
And it makes me sad. But she loves lemons. So is it a good thing?
The lemon is such a significant item in their life. Her lemon trees, she turned out to be a lemon. She feels.
And has lime, which
But
is
I'm like this.
ironic.
Oh, wow.
I think he turned out to be the lemon.
Oh, he's a lemon and a half. He's
thanks, Amy.
That is deep.
I recall him during American Idol when he would help the kids, and I found him to be a snore and a bore.
I would... Again,
snore and
I
a
would
bore.
have sex with this man.
Right.
You would?
I find him very attractive.
She feels about him the way I feel about David Bador.
She has the thing for David Bador, which I
understand.
can't. What, Amy? What?
I know. It's the Michigan in me. He's from Michigan, and there's just something about him that it's like, I'm home,
Yet the lights are off.
No, David Foster to me, I don't know. Maybe it's a music man. Again, I also like Billy Joel, guys.
that
we're
makes
seeing
so
a
much
pattern
sense.
here.
Of course.
I love a music man. But I and not a good one at that. Like good musician, bad man. But he does something to me. Like I think he's cute. I think he's sexy.
Wow. Guys, look, the episode, I mean, I don't really know what else we can say about it. I was glad we were in Dubai.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm not excited by Dubai. I'm glad they're there because I think a lot of some excitement. To me, Dubai is just like a bigger Vegas where like I can't curse or like vote. So
or drink on the street.
Yes, and there's essentially everyone who works there are slaves.
Yeah, so
in some sort of internment.
That's kind of a bummer.
But caftans.
But
Caftans for days. Caftans for days. Okay, before we finish, we just want to talk to Kulap briefly.
Oh, sure.
And please pipe in, Amy, about your show, Bajillion Dollar Properties, again, which you created, show run, star in, right?
Direct.
Some. Yes.
Tell us about it. And your love for $1 Million Property listing.
My Housewives is a $1 million listing, Los Angeles and New York. I've seen some of San Francisco where I saw Kathy Hilton and she was not cool.
Of course not. She's a terrible human. She's a monster.
I didn't know.
I love that that's the housewife you've seen is Kathy Hilton.
Well, then also Kim, because her husband owns the agency.
Kyle.
Pardon. Sorry, guys. Thank you.
Get it straight.
Sorry. So
Mauricio's always bopping on to $1 Million listing.
And what's his take on the show? I mean, what's he like on the show?
Really cute.
Yeah, good looking.
He's good looking.
Yeah, good
Is
looking.
he younger than she is?
Ouch. I thought they were.
That's what I love about First Impressions because Kulap's just calling them as she sees them tonight.
Interesting. I never would
I'm
have thought
asking
that.
questions,
And
to
she
people
doesn't
who
know it's cruel or cutting. It just is.
Right. She's just asking, like a child.
Like, why are all those spots on your face? Said my cousin when I was 13 to me. Like, that's what
what you're dealing with me.
I thought they were peers, but I don't know.
In regalness, of course. I was just curious in age.
I mean, no, I love Josh Flagg, as you know. I love/hate Josh Flagg.
I love Josh Flagg. I have a love for him. I believe he has a drug problem, but he's also dealing with a lot. His grandmother Edith died.
I'm obsessed with Edith, and I really miss her.
Yes, she's beautiful.
Wonderful woman.
I don't watch her so much, but I am obsessed with Frederick.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And my Twitter avatar is a picture of me and Frederick.
I've seen that. How did you meet him? How did you come upon him?
I was at the Creative Emmys with my husband, Scott Ackerman.
Yes.
And I went to the bathroom. I saw him from across the way. And I approached him with such confidence and clarity that he thought we were friends. And then I said, "Can I have a selfie with you?"
Then you went Gigi Hadid on him.
"Can I have a selfie with you?" And then pulled it out so fast. And he was like, "Oh, okay." And now his high kicks are everything.
When he goes, "Hey," it sends a thrill into my heart. I love it.
I feel like I would buy things from him just because he deigned to show them to me.
Yeah.
And I would not be able to afford them, but I would sign any paper he put in front of me.
Sure.
You know what I didn't love on that show is remember when they tried, Ryan was like the sweet guy and then they tried to make him like a bad boy for a season?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But
Ryan was ever sweet. I guess I missed that.
Yes, he used to be just like very sweet, and then they kind of made him into a bad guy. But then Josh Altman, we have conflicting views on.
I think he's such a douchebag. I mean, I know that I can tell because he's trying in the last season. He's trying to make friends, but he's too much. He's an asshole, and you were into him.
Here's the thing: I've come so full circle. I didn't like him, and now I'm kind of like I've come around on him. And his brother, I am attracted to,
which is beyond. Which I do not.
Again, I don't know what this person looks like.
Altman does anything for you.
Don't worry about it.
Don't know what this person looks like, but I also know that your standard of good looking is Ian Zierling. So like everything is
Excuse me, Danielle.
Everything is shifted
It's
for
not
me.
Zierling. It's Ziering.
It's like me.
Jewelry line. Zierling. Jewels.
I love the shows. I love all of HGTV shows. And then Bravo does what it does best, which is serialize it and make it soap opera.
Yes.
And I really like that there's just high stakes with the houses because they shoot for 10 months and then they put together what storylines they have. But all the while, all of those sales are real. They're in charge of how they market it. The show doesn't help in that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually is real.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course,
as are all these shows.
Well, I know House Hunters is not real.
That is fake.
House Hunters is not real.
House Hunters is fake.
First, Rinna's wig. Now House Hunters. What's happening to my world?
Those houses are already bought, and they're just pretending to search for others.
And you should take a look out for some bad acting on the part of some of these couples.
I believe them all. They're all better actors than I could ever hope to be.
I'm just like repeating myself on the podcast, and I'm like my grandma. I don't remember what I've said and what I haven't, but on House Hunters, they're stretching now. I'm just like watching like a couple like look for a rental, like a studio rental. I'm like, let me see some wish fulfillment,
but
please.
The other way is House Hunters, Island Hunters.
Love it. Love it. My friend Sarah Wright and her husband Eric Christian Olsen were on House Hunters for their house that they bought in Wyoming. It was, when I tell you guys, it was. Wow. I don't know. I don't even know how to express.
Did you know them before they were on?
I knew them before. They were on. She was on Marry Me with me, and all I can say is, they're stars, and they come off so well on that show.
They're beautiful people. I could look at
like wow.
I could look at both of them all day.
Watching them find a home, even though I knew which one they had bought, was so fun.
But it was real for them. Like, were they really doing it through House Hunters?
No.
When you say, so that was fake too.
That was fake. But
oh my God, I had no idea. This is kind of rocking my world.
So sorry.
Right now. I'm gonna have to go home and really meditate on this.
Yes, House Hunters International, fake.
Wow, well, that one did seem a little stretched.
I never doubted for a minute.
And really? I forget when I watch it, and I'm still tricked into watching till the end.
Because you still want to see all of the houses. I mean, it's something, and you like to think about like how, when we would go shooting, we'd shoot in these amazing, huge, multi-million-dollar houses, things that none of us could afford with ocean views, but we'd still find little things to complain about. That's so fun.
So fun.
It's great. Like, why did they decorate this way? Like, why does Eileen dress that way? It's like the same thing.
And I love watching the couples. That to me is just the dysfunction or if they like each other, like that dynamic is what I love.
Yeah, watching them disagree and fall apart on camera.
Yeah.
Danielle and her husband play some characters like that on my show.
My husband, Matt Bester, who's also an actor, has his own podcast, Improv for Humans. We play a couple on your show who have an interesting thing that we're buying.
Sure. Well, you guys are very picky.
Yes.
You guys are very picky, and you play all the tropes of like couples who don't agree on a thing, but then you find out that they're meth cooks.
We're looking for a meth house.
Yes. That's amazing. That's so funny.
It was so fun
there
to
are moments where Danielle goes, "I don't want to fight," and Matt goes, "I don't want to fight either. I'm right." Like they'll go into those like really specific. It's so good.
I need it. Well, we're so excited for the show. You guys, please check out Bajillion Dollar Properties. It's amazing.
Casey is on an episode as well.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All your favorite comedians are on episodes.
And Amy Phillips, you can. Yeah. This is so exciting. You guys, please watch her on Watch What Happens Live doing her Erica Jane, which is amazing. And also, you have a serious radio show. You want to tell us?
Yes, I'm on Radio Andy. It's Andy Cohen's channel. It's channel 102. And my show is Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern.
Called Reality Check.
Thank you. Reality Checked. Love the name. And so... Cut that out. Yeah, it's super fun. It's all about the Housewives. We basically like recap what episodes have happened that week, and we have people you can call in. It's so fun. I have guests on, and it's great. So, and I hope you guys will be on sometime.
I would love to. Of course, we would love it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Guys, this was such a fun episode. We're just going to do a little housekeeping here.
We're going to just tell everyone that this week and next week, we will be on Wednesdays in your podcast feed. And then after that, we're also going to start doing New York. And New York it appears on Wednesday nights on Bravo. So then we're going to start being on Thursdays. So that's 2 weeks from this week.
So we'll be once a week, but we're going to shift dates. And for the next 2 weeks, I'll be coming to you live from Atlanta.
Yeah, Casey's going to we're going to patch Casey in, hometown of Nene Leakes.
Yes.
Burris.
I'm filming there. And so I'm so excited to possibly go to
maybe the Cynthia Bailey agency. Perhaps.
What's Peter's bar?
Oh, what's it called again?
Bar One.
Yes, Bar One. Thank you, Amy.
Bar One. Easy pull for you.
Yes, Bar One. Maybe you can stop by Candy's little shop. That little boutique
or Todd Tucker's new restaurant.
Yes. lot of spots.
How do you guys keep up with all these people?
I wish it was harder than it is.
I do too.
I can't remember half my family's name, but these guys locked in the vault.
I really we have a friend, Rebecca, who knows where Tamara's first husband Simon worked, which was Fletcher Jones Toyota.
No, Fletcher Jones Mercedes.
Sorry, Fletcher Jones Mercedes.
Yes, our friend Rebecca.
She knows way more than we do.
Knows even more than we could possibly know.
Guys, this has been an extra long but yet delightful episode.
We're so excited for both of our guests to be on. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Kulap Vilaysack, Amy Phillips. So follow them on Twitter, on Instagram, and of course, thank you, Karen Hassinger.
Yes, and thank you to our lovely listeners.
Keep whispering with those angels. I'm loving all the photos.
Me too. Good night.
Good night.
Just what is the mysterious secret of Uncle Bertie's botanarium?
This is it, Solander. My Uncle Bertie's botanarium.
My word. Look at that big statement.
It sounds very tantalizing. Could it be a treasure map or some sort of evil flower? No. It's the latest Howl original starring Jermaine Clement.
You will become famous. You will go down in history.
Do you have any psychic credentials, cheesemonger?
Yeah, they're just out the back. Hang on a minute, sir. I'll just grab it for you.
Should always check they have psychic credentials.
Very astute, sir. Very astute.
This 12-part adventure series is set in a fantastically imagined new world with original music, brilliant sound design, and a talented cast from Wellington, New Zealand.
The nettled spaghetarium nocturnum. The night spaghetti.
Looks like spaghetti.
Yes, and nibble the stem. What's it taste like?
Extraordinary. Tastes like spaghetti.
Yes, spaghetti. But specifically when you eat it at night.
Experience the mysterious secrets of Uncle Bertie's botanarium today, only on Howl. This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Aukerman, Adam Sachs, and Chris Bannon. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.